Marcus, so I am seeing on multiple projects, but when you're dealing with owners and high level GCs who are doing the master schedule, they see commissioning just as a task. It's just like, oh, boom, one line out. And you and I know it's a long, drawn out process that begins even pre design. Now, are you seeing any of that in North America?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously by definition is commissioning is a quality focused process to enhance the delivery of a project, right? Quality focused process to enhance the delivery of a project. So it's just like when you look at a task, task, right? And a task is nothing more than basically a set of instructions. Like it's
Yeah,
basically here's a task you must perform. But a process is a complete group of all these different tasks
yeah,
that follow into. And that's the thing about it. Like whenever someone talks about like, oh, a commission report or all the different, commissioning processes, right? It they don't. A lot of people don't understand that basically a commission report is nothing more than accumulation of all the tasks that are part of the tasks that are of the processes, right?
yeah,
And as you do them step by step by step, you just like an OPR, you'll start it, you'll do it, it's a living document, just like a VOD, start it, living document, it can be changing. Then it'll turn into basically a CX plan, living document, specifications, living document, like design reviews,
yeah,
50%, 75, 100, living document, right? Moving through it, moving through it, moving through it. So if you're actually if you're providing all the tasks, milestones, or whatever they are in the schedules and everything else like that, the commissioning matrix, right? The commissioning word, every time you throw the word commissioning there, it's just something, it's like voodoo,
yeah,
right? It's just like, so I always tell people if you want to basically take the word commissioning checklist or whatever, and you want to just put construction checklist, construction tasks, people go, oh, construction. You're like, oh my God. Because, this world that we live in, not everybody commissions, structural systems or wall systems or,
yeah,
you know, AV systems. A lot of people just go MEP. No, it's envelope, it's everything, it's fire. So I know I'm almost done with this little rant, but it's just
yeah,
like all these tasks fall under all the processes. All the processes basically fall under the structure of all the different report components and the different parts, from PD
yeah.
to SD to basically CD, CA, occupancy, post occupancy. It it's all about the documentation and verification of all the different pieces. So I'm gonna finish my little rant here with simply this, and this is what I always tell people. I'm like, you think that buildings are brick and mortar? It's not. It's millions of pages of paper, all the stamps, millions of pages of paper that build a building, and all the 4,000 people that are involved in the building, and all the different pieces, all the RFIs, all this, all
Yeah.
that documentation. At the end of the day, builds the building. We just basically verify
Yeah.
that all the processes and the tasks were basically all completed. And if they're open, they're open. And then we complete them, but they create the report that gets turned over.
Yeah, the report is evidence, but you're right. I think process is the plural of tasks. Multiple tasks equal a process, right? In a certain
Yeah.
order, right?
Yep.
So there's that. So if you're any schedulers listening to this, or anyone who's building a Primavera program, schedule or program, if you're not American, is commissioning is not just one bar and one line. It
No.
starts in design phase. There's multiple deliverables. The deliverables tend to be paper based, but that paper serves as evidence of work, proof of work. So
Yep.
make sure you either understand the process and what the milestones are, or contact Marcus and I, and we'll give you a list of milestones. But for God's sake, don't just put one line, one bar, one task. It is not that. And it starts in design, not construction. That's the takeaway here.
Oh, and the big thing too is everybody in construction who knows this
Yeah.
basically, a project delivery system or method or whatever, whichever you want from CMAR,
Yeah.
design bid build, JOC, IPD, right? They all follow these processes. And I'll tell you something right now. If you put the chicken before the egg or something like that, you will basically have a squished chicken. Like, you can't basically say, let rock it up, let's paint it. you don't have electrical, you don't have this. How many times have we been part of projects where multiple times something gets covered, something gets this, something gets moved, something gets bulldozed, something gets torn up, something gets redone, and guess what? Someone's got to pay for that. It's usually going to come out basically your E's and O's, your errors and omissions, all your God, what's that word I'm looking for? Is the contingency. I mean, every project has got like what 1%, 2%, 3% of contingency. It's there for just in case for screw-ups. The faster you burn it, the more you're going to basically be contributing to it. So really don't screw up the schedule. And that's what commissioning can do. We can basically help all the milestones, and we can basically minimize the delays, and we basically can help you meet budgets and schedules. You save money.
Yeah, that's right. Right to left thinking. Begin with the end in mind, right?
Begin with the end in mind.